So it seems that electrification is pretty much the future. But then, most Filipinos still aren't ready to own a fully electric vehicle. Therefore, hybrids such as this Nissan Kicks e-Power serve as a perfect solution. And as you're gonna find out in this review, the Kicks e-Power can be your first electrified vehicle. So for a recap, hybrids use both a gasoline engine and an electric motor. So basically think of cars like Toyota and Lexus hybrids. Yun nga lang, in the case of Nissan's e-Power technology, the gasoline engine never powers the wheels. Instead, it simply acts as a generator to charge the car's battery. And with that in mind, Nissan's e-Power technology is called the Series Hybrid. On the other hand, the engine in Toyota and Lexus's hybrid cars are able to both act as a generator as well as power the wheels. And in their case, that's now called the Series Parallel Hybrid. So now basically you know where this is going. There's actually also a parallel hybrid system. And that's basically what Honda did before with the Honda CR-Z. So now that you know the different types of hybrid systems, how does the Kicks e-Power, which is basically a Series Hybrid, fare in the real world against the Series Parallel system of the Toyota Corolla Cross? So now that we're in the city streets of Clark, and if you put the car in Sport or Eco or put the car in B mode dito sa kanang gear shifter, you activate E-pedal 1-pedal driving mode. So if you have that car in 1-pedal driving mode, ang nangyari lang dun basically is that yung kanang regenerative braking is at its maximum setting. So you're not using the friction brakes, you're using the regen brakes to slow down and more importantly, feed back energy to the car's battery. Now, with Nissan's e-pedal, this is a feature that was inherited from the Nissan Leaf being a pure electric car nga, no? But, well, or at least being a 100% electric driven car with a gas powered generators. And the reason why that's fun is that we're now approaching a junction, and rather than stepping on the brakes, I just lift off my foot at the gas pedal and I'm already slowing down. I'm actually having fun. I love that. And as a result of that, ang relaxing na i-drive. Ang relaxing na i-drive as a result. Kasi imbes yung switch ka pa between gas and brake, you just use one pedal. So, ang relaxing niya lang. Very straightforward. Basically, driving a bump car. Yun lang nangyayari. And at the same time, since you're using the regen brakes and not the actual friction brakes, you're actually preserving the life of your disc brakes. And that's the reason why in most electric cars, in full electric that's why in most fully electric cars, yung kanilang disc brakes last for a much longer time compared to the gas engine counterparts or the diesel engine counterparts basically. If you want to maximize its fuel efficiency, especially if you're in the city, since that's where hybrids or yung mga ganitong vehicles are at their most fuel efficient, it's actually recommended pa nga to drive this car in sport mode kasi that's where the regen is at its strongest, yung kanyang e-pedal. And while I'm at it, it's also worth mentioning that this car is so maneuverable in the city. So obviously it's a given na maliit lang to na SUV, a bit smaller pa nga than the Corolla Cross, no? That also makes the car extremely nimble and maneuverable. This car is actually also lighter than the Corolla Cross. And as a result of that, plus the responsive steering, I wouldn't call it sporty, yung kanyang steering kasi there's not a lot of feedback going to the wheel. But it's responsive to your inputs, and combined with the excellent turning circle of this thing, I'm actually enjoying this car pagdating sa mga U-turns. Whereas other cars would feel challenged pagdating sa U-turns, this is actually really good pa pagdating sa U-turns. And while you're at speeds like this, sa city ka lang, sobrang ganda lalong kanyang sound insulation. Ang ganda ng road noise insulation niya. You don't hear much of the tire noise at all. It's more of the wind noise, that's what you hear, no? Pero here in the city, sa mga low speeds na to, you get to appreciate the refinement even more. It's a really relaxing car. A relaxing and nimble car at that. Yung nga lang, it's also worth mentioning na yes, while the gas engine is not connected to the wheels and it's just a generator, when you put your foot down, you will hear the 3-cylinder engine kick in, no? It's not powering the wheels, Pero, syempre, as you step on the gas or the throttle rather, syempre, you're gonna drain more of the battery. So, sasabay sa'yo yung pag-rev ng engine para ma-charge yung battery. So, para at least linear experience mo na parang di yung disconnected yung pagharurot mo sa tunog ng engine. Nissan engineered the 3-cylinder engine in such a way na when you step on the gas or the throttle rather, ba't mahugas ang gas? Sasabay din yung pag-rev ng makina para naman syempre hindi weird na ba't hindi tugma yung rev ng generator mo, ng gas generator mo with how you drive. So, at least sa pag-isipan ng Nissan yung part na yun, di ba? And again, because of that, since hindi nga siya konektado sa gulong, you won't feel any transition sa gas pedal between gas and electric. So it's, again, 100% smooth, 100% electric driving all the time. So yun, tumigil lang ako sa stoplight ng hindi ginagamit ng brakes. Well, okay, it won't bring you to a complete stop, but for the most of that slowing down before you stop, it's gonna be just because of the car's e-pedal and not much else actually. Being pure electric driven, pag apak mo sa throttle niya sa stoplight, from a stoplight, instantaneous ang response niya. I've also driven this car sa kanyang handling. I've also tested this car's handling prior to today's filming. And yeah, in terms of handling, I wouldn't call it sporty though. Nimble, yes. Sporty, not exactly. Body rolls controlled actually. But, yun nga, it's not what you would call like yung, let's say, like a Mazda CX-3 in terms of flatness sa corners. I wouldn't say it's as fun as a CX-3. The steering is numb. It's light, precise, responsive, but numb. Again, speaking of the brakes pala, by the way, one of the things that I would find as a quirk sa mga electrified cars, so hybrid, electric, whatever, is because of the region brakes nga, yung certain percentage ng apak mo sa brakes feel weird. So parang ang spongy ng feeling niya, yung mga parang first few percentage ng apak mo. Pero here sa Nissan Kicks e-Power, it feels very normal. Yung kanang apak sa kanang sa kanyang brake pedal, it feels very normal. Ang ganda ng tuning ng brakes sa Nissan. So hindi kami ninibago dito with the Nissan Kicks e-Power pagdating sa kanyang brake feel. And basically that's the thing with the Nissan Kicks e-Power, no? So it's a relaxing, fun in a different way, not in exactly the way na parang it's because it's sporty, but fun because it's a different kind of experience for an electrified car. You have this one pedal driving, you have the instantaneous response from the pure electric driving experience nga niya. Though it's not pure electric nga because you have the gas engine charging the battery, but the driving experience, the response from the throttle is pure electric 100% of the time. So yun nga, it's a different hybrid experience. It feels very cool actually kasi it's like a patikim of what electric cars are. You have the responsiveness, the instant torque of an EV, but not the range anxiety of one kasi nga you have this gas-powered generator. Unfortunately, my highway videos of the Nissan Kicks got corrupted, which means you have to contend with my voice from this point forward. So out on the open highway, the Nissan Kicks e-Power performs really well, with very minimal road noise, though you can hear a bit more wind noise sa kanyang windows. At dahil sa kanyang pure electric driving system, that actually introduces both a good and bad point. For one, katulad lang sa city, the Nissan Kicks e-Power is very responsive sa overtaking. Yun nga lang, its pulling power tapers off dramatically past 110 km per hour. Though of course, the national speed limit is 100 kph lang naman. So for most people, that won't matter. Now, we have to talk about its fuel economy. For reference, I was averaging 18 to 20 kilometers per liter with the Corolla Cross Hybrid. So consider me surprised when the Nissan Kicks only did 16 to 17 kilometers per liter. With that fuel economy number, hindi siya actually matakaw. But if your main goal in buying a hybrid is fuel economy, then you're actually much better off with the Corolla Cross Hybrid. This is now a good time to talk about the Nissan Kicks' exterior design. From the outside, alam mo agad na mas maliit siya compared sa Corolla Cross. Because next to my 5'11" height, medyo nagmumukhang hatchback sa tabi ko ang Nissan Kicks. At least in terms of design, it folds us all right. though not exactly a beauty queen. It's very much hard to ignore its V-shaped front grille, which is practically the Nissan Kicks' most dominating design element. You also get a nice set of stylish 17-inch wheels. And though this is the mid variant, it's actually the one that I would pick in terms of aesthetics solely because of this Riptide blue paint. Other design flourishes include those full-width LED taillights, and if you splurge for the top-of-the-line VL variant, you're also getting the benefit of a black contrasting roof, satin silver exterior finishes, along with satin silver roof rails. So now, lumipat naman tayo sa kanyang interior. So now that we're inside the Nissan Kicks e-Power, you're gonna notice the interior compared at least to the Toyota Corolla Cross Hybrid. I think it's more Spartan nga lang. It's more utilitarian. Well, I mean, okay, there's a soft touch dash layer dito sa middle section ng dashboard niya, pero the rest of the interior is all done in hard plastic, no? As mentioned, this is the middle spec VE variant, no? So, there are stuff here na wala sa variant na ito na meron sa VL, sa top of the line na VL, diba? So, you don't have a reverse camera and a 360-degree camera system, and that's a reminder, that's constantly reminded when you press the camera button here. Laging sasabihin ng infotainment na this vehicle is not equipped with a camera system, so there's that. But for 1,309,000 pesos, you actually get quite a good amount of features. So, as standard across all variants, you have this 7-inch partly digital gauge cluster. You also have steering wheel controls and itong electronic gear lever niya or gear shifter na lang. Let's call it the gear shifter na lang. And yeah, actually that's medyo pretty much it in terms of the interior features. They also have an 8-inch touchscreen that's standard from the VE pataas. It's the Nissan Connect infotainment system. You've seen this in the Almera, and it's an infotainment system that they actually like. So in terms of response, it's okay, maganda man yung response niya, pero there's a bit of delay because of yung depende sa menu. If you're in certain menus kasi may mga animations, whatever, ganyan. But when you press the hard buttons, that's what I like sa infotainment na to. There's hard buttons here. When you press that, it responds immediately naman. Thankfully, meron ka pa ring hard button sa climate control niya, which is standard across all variants, by the way. Even the base EL gets single zone climate control. Fabric seats in this VE are also nice kasi you have this blue stitching that matches yung kanyang blue Riptide blue exterior paint. I like that, by the way. Yeah, that's pretty much it sa kanyang interior. It's not as high-tech, I guess, as the Corolla Cross, but then you have to remember this car costs 300,000 pesos less compared to the Corolla Cross Hybrid. And then this is not a good time to talk about the car's back seats. So now that we're here in the rear seats of the Nissan Kicks e-Power, this is slightly smaller compared to the Toyota Corolla Cross, and yet there's good amounts of legroom. By the way, itong front passenger seat is positioned in the same way as my driving position sa harap. And, alam mong driving sa likod, diba? Anyway, legroom's really good. Headroom's also really good. It's not exactly a wide car, so sitting 3 people here might be a challenge nga lang. But for 2, it's gonna be perfectly roomy here. And there's a bit of a transmission tunnel here, so pwede ang 3 occasionally, but I would recommend it all the time na tatlo nakaupo dito sa second row niya. Yeah, it's a really roomy back seat in terms of leg and headroom. You have 2 USB ports, and that's actually pretty much it in terms of amenities. Wala kang armrest, wala ka ring rear aircon vents, so well, you have rear pockets, but that's pretty much it actually in terms of amenities. So yeah, give it a test ka ng trunk. So as for cargo space, the Nissan Kicks offers 480 liters, which is surprisingly on par with the bigger Corolla Cross. And then folding the rear seats down will double the cargo area to 835 liters. Pricing for the Nissan Kicks starts at a little over 1.2 million pesos for the base EL variant, essentially making this the most affordable hybrid vehicle. And nope, bago nyo ako awayin sa comments, the Geely Okavango and Suzuki Ertiga are just mild hybrids. Anyway, while the EL's base price seems attractive, we actually don't recommend this variant at all. Instead, we recommend splurging for the mid-spec VE.
since you now get the essentials like a touchscreen infotainment system, dual-zone climate control, along with a number of Nissan Intelligent Mobility Advanced Driver Assistance features, such as automatic emergency braking and driver attention monitor. On the other hand, the top-of-the-range VL variant adds a 360-degree camera system, leather seats, automatic headlights, LED fog lights, and actually that's pretty much it. Which is why we find this variant to be too expensive as well. So yes, the Nissan Kicks e-Power is the most affordable hybrid vehicle in the Philippines. But in order to achieve that price, it comes with a few concessions in terms of interior equipment, as well as premium feel. Additionally, it's also not as fuel efficient as the Corolla Cross Hybrid. But with a couple 100,000 pesos separating the two cars, the Corolla Cross Hybrid's fuel economy advantage isn't enough to offset its price premium over the Nissan Kicks. Therefore, the Nissan Kicks e-Power is the most affordable way to enter the world of hybrid electric motoring.